Hey everybody, welcome to week 10 of English class. This week we are peer reviewing and making final revisions for our compare contrast essay. I've offered a couple models from past student assignments so that you have an idea of what those look like. Last week I posted one, and then this week I posted another one comparing Mountain Dew to Bud Light. It's a great read, so I would recommend that. Also, before you peer review, make sure you go back and review the Essay 3 assignment as I have listed here. I've also posted that in this week's work as well, so it's easy to get to. The other thing I want to point out to you this week is when you go to peer review, please, please, please make sure that you are answering the questions in the peer review assignment in where it says DB Essay 3. Okay, a lot of people are losing points in the peer review process because they are just saying, oh, great job, looks strong, maybe add a little more detail. Okay, that doesn't specifically answer the questions. So not only are you losing points, but you're actually not being very helpful to your peers in that process. So remember, peer reviewing is a two-way street. Not only are you offering recommendations, but you're also viewing this as a reader where you might find great things that you want to then implement in your own essays. So as you peer review this week, make sure that you are specifically answering these questions regarding development and organization. This is the main focus of our class this semester is idea development and essay organization. So if you need to copy and paste these questions into the discussion post to make sure that you're doing that, go ahead and feel free to do that. Also, please refer to specific example from your peers' essays, okay? So don't just say great job, great details. Give a couple examples of those great details, or give a couple examples where details could be stronger, things like that. So that is peer review. As you think about final revisions, there are a couple really important points that I want to make before you submit your final draft on Sunday. Okay, and these are things that I'm seeing recurring in the essays that you guys are writing. So, excuse the cat. Number one, do not use second person. Second person is the pronoun you. I think many people are doing this out of a bad habit, not realizing they're even doing it. Some people are switching point of view or person right in the middle of a sentence. We typically use the second person when we're giving directions, such as you turn the oven on to 300 degrees, then you mix the cake batter, then you bake the cake, okay? So we should not be seeing the use of you in these types of expository or descriptive essays. All right, another point, rarely do questions work well as an introduction or transition strategy. Okay, so best bet is avoid using questions in your introduction. Have you ever thought about the difference between Bud Light and Mountain Dew? Okay, well, one, I use second person, and two, I posed a question. What if I said no? Then you've already shut me down in your first sentence, okay? So avoid questions, and questions are also not ways to transition between paragraphs. Third point, avoid saying, I am going to tell you about, or I'm going to talk about, or I'm going to explain in this essay the differences between Bud Light and Mountain Dew. Okay? You don't need the I. This is your name is on the paper, so I know this is your paper, and I know you're about to tell me whatever your thesis is. So you don't have to say, I'm going to explain. You could just say, the differences between blah, blah, and blah, blah are tremendous, or whatever it is that you're doing. Now, that doesn't mean you can't use first person in the essay at all, because there are some of these comparison points that are based on personal experience. So first person is okay, but you're not using it in your thesis statement. Lastly, real quick point, I've recommended using www.grammarly.com in the past. It's much better than just using a spell check or grammar check in Word. It picks up on a lot more, and it actually teaches you, gives you the rules why those grammar mistakes are considered incorrect. And my cat really wants to be a part of this today. So those were my 4 key points for your revisions. Do not use second person. Do not open or transition with questions. Do not say, I am talking about, or I am going to explain. And lastly, I recommend using Grammarly. So if you have any questions as you're reviewing and revising this week, I'm here to help, and I look forward to reading your essays.